Hello, hello, hello. It's Kareem Black, your friendly neighborhood professional photographer. It is 1:43 a.m. on April 21st, 2023. We are artists, man, and I think that sometimes maybe you can relate to me, but you just get up and have inspiration, and it's like, you know what, let me try out that idea, right? If you're anything like me, you do your best work at these hours. It's like Saturday night, Sunday morning. I don't have to get up early. It's Sunday tomorrow. So I'm thinking, I had this thought about one of these photos that I did from the Roxiny shoot. And I know you're going to say to me, hey, Kareem, like you've already done a bunch of photos from that shoot. But as photographers, that's why we take more than one picture, right? There's not just one picture from every shoot that comes out well. So I was thinking about this picture that was shot towards the end of the shoot. The sun was going down, and sort of the scene, it's, you know, if you don't remember, I was on set of my friend Roxini's music video. She's sort of like rock, but like Latinx and infused, but definitely like female empowerment and just like empowerment in general. A lot of the photos were here. So my thought was, I was like, man, I was thinking about, this is exactly what I was thinking about right here. This is what brought me back to this photo. Just this pattern that's made right here. I think it's really super graphic and beautiful. But then I'm like, hey, let's see what we can make of this one photo. This is a photo that escaped my first edit. Like I was like, I don't know about this one. But then I was just thinking about it like, okay, cool. Like let's get up, let's try and make some art. So I don't know what's about to happen now, you guys. I really, really don't know. I think that what I'm going to try to do, here's my strategy. What I'm going to try to do is sort of combine this with a sunset. I want to sort of remove a lot of the background. We shot this in Long Island City. You can kind of see Manhattan there in the background. I want to remove this one building on the right. And then I think if I do it the right way, it'll become some sort of ethereal. I want to keep the water on the bottom. I love that. Let's see. Let's play. Art's about playing, right? So let's see. First thing we do, repeat after me, is our frequency separation. This is the thing that is going to save us all day, every day. I prepared a few other images that you see on your screen right now. This is just sort of a color swatch that I made out of oh, you know what? This is a good thing to talk about. How can we as photographers survive and live in peace with AI? I use Midjourney. Midjourney is interesting. I think that the following versions of Midjourney will get better and better, obviously geometrically, but it has a look to it. And I think that one thing that Midjourney is good at is sunsets. I think that sunsets, but also sort of the feel of it, how Midjourney interprets colors. The color palette always sort of makes sense. It doesn't veer too far away. Like nothing's too sort of. You'll never have an image that has some color presets at 0 and then others at 100. It's never too contrasty. It's always very beautiful. Anyway, whatever. This makes it really good for sunsets. And so this was an original Midjourney image that was just of a sunset. And then I blurred the hell out of it. Don't worry. I am going to do another image, this image right here, later on in the demo. But you're like, Kareem, what are you about to use that for? Yeah. I'm gonna take our little sunset, or a little blurred sunset. I'm going to flatten it. And I'm going to take this layer and I'm going to put it right on top of our Roxiny layer, our layer with the characters, yeah? So now we have that as layer 1. We're going to layer it sunset. We are going to make this big enough to cover our image. Let's do that again. Here we are. My instinct says, just having seen sunsets before, my instinct says that this whole thing is going to be flipped. So let's go sort of like that and tell it to stay. Get that little bit over there in the corner, yeah? Now I'm gonna sort of just leave that there. Actually, you know what? Let's go into our blend modes. So we've got the sunset and we've got it over our figures. And we're gonna make it double the skin layer, obviously. And we're gonna go to we're gonna go back to our sunset and say, like, let's see what happens when we start to blend it. I feel like linear dodge looks good. Ooh, hold on. You know what's interesting about lighter color? Like, if you look at her fingers, it's sort of like a xenomorph. I don't know if you guys have seen Aliens, but it's like totally H.R. Giger stuff. But I think in these blend modes, this linear dodge mode is sort of what we're trying to do here. Now, if you notice, I'm not talking about skin right now. I'm not talking about liquefying anything. This is just me. This is just me as a sketch. Sort of a proof of concept. You know what I mean? I think that this ends up in a place where we can start to fool around with this, yeah? As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the opacity down just a little here. Let's leave it there. Now, if we want to remove this urban environment, especially this building on the right, which is really sort of pissing me off a little bit. Pissing me off is wrong, disturbing me a little bit. I think it disturbs the photo. You know what? Let's get to our point where it's like, we're going to take out everything that is not super important to what we're trying to say visually. So I'll start here. Let's just do a very basic crop. And we're like, all right, cool. Everything that we're cropping out really doesn't help us with our storytelling. Okay, cool. It's not too much. Then what I would do is sort of like, let's isolate our subjects, because if you want me to be super honest, I love where our subjects are at. I really don't mind that. I think it's all about the background. So it's like, you know what? Okay. Let's just isolate our subjects, and we know how to do this. Oh, that's kind of, that's sort of messy. Hold on, let's see if we can do that better. Sometimes when you take off all the bells and whistles and then try to isolate your subjects again, makes it a little bit more accurate. I'm just trying to save us some work. Huh. Alright, you know what? I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that. Let's grab our lasso tool. We go down to maybe... let's do maybe 15. And then we just sort of start cutting this out. There is a way, obviously, to select. Let's see here. There's a way to refine your selection in the options, but I think that this is awkward. But you know what? I think that we're going to be fine. There's a way to refine these selections in the selects menu, but I personally like going into this by hand. There's something therapeutic about it, to be honest. It's like when you're young, you're like, you had like your coloring books. I'm an ex-painter. So along with being a guy who loves analog stuff, I like sort of the option of building these things out myself. And I understand there are faster ways to do this. But, oh wait, hold on, here we are. But I think the thing that is going to separate us from the machines, the thing that's going to help us beat the machines, destroy Skynet in the future, is our humanity and the fact that it's our imperfection. The way that we randomize things. The human eye can sense when something's AI generated. The human eye can sense, because it's like the patterns that are happening are not randomized enough. And our eyes are too good. Our brains are too good. And I think that if you have the time, I would highly recommend going into your images and giving them this little extra love, you know? And you'll be able to fool your human viewers much more convincingly than anything that's AI generated. Now look, this does not have to be perfect, because depending on how much time you have, you can go back into it once it is a layer mask and make it absolutely perfect. Right now, we don't have to do that. Right now, we really don't have to do that. Right now, we just have to get it good enough. And here's the other thing. Because it's not perfect, again, once we start adjusting this background layer, once we start wiping everything out, making the city look like some sort of a sunset, these little imperfections that are coming on the edges of our subjects, they will start to be wiped out as well. We just need to get it. We just need to get it close. Just like that. Just like that. There we are. Now, I like that. I want to take this, I want to select our inverse, which means it's going to select the outside. Not our subjects, but the outside. And I'm going to make a little layer mask here. I'm just going to start to blow this stuff out. Nice and easy. We got a little 10 pixel feather on our selection. So it's going to drip in just a bit onto our characters, which is great because they're backlit. You got a little bit of light coming through. I think that we can go in a little bit at the end and kind of bring that effect out. Remember, we turned off our sunset. So this is, okay, cool. All right. So This is where we're trying to go. Now, question is, how do we get rid of this building here? I don't like it. I really just don't like it. There's the easy way and there's the hard way. Huh. What we can do is this. You make another, sort of another curves layer, yeah? Remember our last curves layer? We're going to bring this layer mask into the present curves layer, yeah? Which makes it exactly the same as our last curves layer. Mask on. But what we're going to do here is we're going to make further selections. Let's see if that will work for us. Actually, you know what? Maybe there's an easier way to do this. Ooh, no. Actually, we'll do it like this. So, we've got this adjustment layer on. Let's see what happens if we do something. Let's see what happens if we do something like this. Now, will this selection... Okay, how about this? I must warn you that I'm not a professional retoucher. But Photoshop is so forgiving that we're going to select our subjects again. Photoshop is so forgiving that there are many, many, many different ways to do just about everything. Let's turn this guy off. Yeah. Let's select our subjects again. There we go. All right. So, we don't need to go through this whole thing again with these selections, but we're going to select our inverse because we just want to select the background, right? We want to like just affect this background. And what parts of the background do we want to affect? Just this building part, yeah? So we're going to deselect all of this, yeah? There we go. Maybe I can reselect just a little bit of that. Reselect just a little bit of that. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy here. I want to make sure that our selections are inside the boundaries of our figures, yeah? There we go. We're going to deselect that. And I'm just trying to, at some point, I really just want to get rid of this goddamn building. A million ways to do it. And you know what I always say? It's just a preference. It's just a preference. Now, we got a brand new layer mask. Look at that. We go into our... For some reason, I don't want to go into curves, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's go into curves. You know what? Here we go. Look at that. Oh, God. Hold on. Wait a second. We're almost there. Now, you see this? You see this right here? That is a problem, but we're going to get back to it later on. I think that you guys see what I'm trying to do. Okay, there we are. Matter of fact, let's bring that right there. And then you know what? We're going to go back into our layer mask with a white brush. Obviously the white is what's affected and the black is what's not. And go in with our paintbrush, make it really super, super, super soft. Make our opacity maybe 12. And we're just going to finesse this a little bit. Again, we're on our layer mask. There we are. There we are. It's just finessing. It's just finessing this shit. Look at this. Look at this. We're just gonna make it disappear. We're just gonna bring it back. And you know what? It's always better to have a softer brush than a harder brush. Because you can then see the progress that you're making. I always say, let the image speak to you. Let the image speak to you. Now look at this. What do we do here? Oh, okay, cool. We gotta do it the other way. Got it. There we go. Now we're gonna make this, we're gonna make our brush black now, so that it brings this bit back. Remember, black is what is not affected, and white is what's affected. So now we're painting black onto here. Let's see. Opacity. Here we go. It's coming back little by little. Hold on. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. There we go. I'm going to show you guys how to correct that one bit afterwards. Here we are. We're going to rebuild some legs later. I do like that. Let's go back to our sunset overlay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Happy little mistakes. That actually looks like a little glare behind her leg. I like that. We're going to make it perfect later, though. So I like where we're going here. I'm going to eliminate some of these little details in the background. Nice and easy. We're just going to go to our patch tool. And literally, we're going to take big steps. Hey, fuck you. You guys shouldn't retouch like this, to be honest. This is me at 2 in the morning trying to, like, play some games here. You guys shouldn't retouch like this. Or maybe you should, man. Like, we're artists. We're making art. Like, don't let anybody judge you. There we go. Come on. Come on. Don't be afraid to make sketches. Like, as a professional photographer, this piece right here would not be in my book. But I think that it's important for us to just learn. You know, hey, like, I just had an idea about this. I want to see what the hell is going on. Look at that mess. Here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Then I'm not really sure if I mind the remnants of this one building in the background. I actually sort of like it. So another thing, you know what? I'm going to go back to our crop, and I'm just going to sort of make this more about our subject here. the last thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to show you guys something. This is a piece that I made in Midjourney. I forget what the prompts were, but you know, as a chess player, obviously, like I wanted to see what its interpretation of chess was. And like I said before, Midjourney is super cool it's super good at the colors that make up sunsets, sunrises, sort of these things where, you know, really sort of beautiful, coherent color palettes. So I think I did like a chess set at sunset or something like that. And what I love about Midjourney is that it gives us this color palette, but it's also like, okay, cool. I don't love Midjourney for its actual image generation generally, but I think that I like its palette selection. So what I usually do, I'm like, look, let's take this beautiful sunset and some like interesting weird shapes, right? And I'm like, you know what? Let's Gaussian. I used to call it Gaussian blur this to hell. Let's do that. Something like that, yeah? You're like, Kareem, what the hell are you doing? I think that this is a way that we can kind of learn to work with our AI overlords. Our future AI overlords. So I'm going to try and blur it to about there. I hit OK. I take this and I take our layer and I just put it right on our other image. I'm going to put it all the way at the top of the layer stack. I don't know. This is kind of experimenting. Don't judge me. I'm just going to size it up to just about here. Ooh, what is this track? I love it. And what I'm using this for is the color palette and the shapes. This no longer has anything to do with chess, even though chess is life, and life is nothing more than a game of chess. This image is about shapes and about color. And I want to use my blend modes on this again. And I just want to... Well, that's kind of interesting. I kind of like our linear light. Right? So it's like, okay, cool. This is kind of what we got going on with like with the blend mode. And I feel like, again, everything in Photoshop is about finessing it. So it's like, let's take our opacity down just a bit. I also think that our sunset layer, is a bit... Let's fuck with it a little bit until it fits, right? You know what's interesting? Those chess pieces, in a way, start to align with our pieces of our figures, right? That's kind of interesting. Look at that. Wait a second. We might be onto something. I'm going to leave that sort of right here. And there are parts of it I like or parts of it I don't. And so what we're going to do is we're going to sort of go in and try and cut out what we don't like. Let's see. That's interesting. I'm going to make a duplicate of our chess piece layer just in case we fuck something up. Let's turn that off. That's super interesting. Let me get a real giant feather on our select tool. And I want to see what happens. We got 1,000 pixel feather on this thing. 1,000 pixels. Can I see what happens when we cut this? Again, don't crucify me. This is just... There's just some... There we go. You see what we just did? We just cut out the pixels that were on the overlay of the text of the chest piece of our chest piece layer. I think that this is sort of where we're trying to be. Yeah. By the way, I don't know who made this playlist, but I'm sort of feeling it right now. You know what I'll try to do? I think the last thing that I will... You know what it looks like to me? It looks like fire. It looks like these... Oh, wait a second. There's a part of the video... You know what part it is when I start to get really, really greedy. Just fooling around with our brightness and contrast. I love it. I love it. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start to... I just want to highlight this water just a little bit. And by highlight, I mean just make it a little more contrasty. And then after that, I think that we might be... I think we might be onto something. I'm going to make a little bit smaller feather, but not much. Everybody calm down. I'm going to make like a 500 pixel feather. Going to go onto our water. Yes. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little curves layer. And I think we're just... I said brightness contrast before, but I want to, it's just, it's okay. It's okay. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do that. So I keep my highlights, bring in this shadow a little bit. Look at that. I am so not mad at this. I am so not mad at this. Look at that. I'm gonna do one more thing. I know, you're like, Kareem, now's the part where you're getting greedy. I'm a greedy bastard. I'm sorry. But you know me. I like to play with color a little bit. So we're doing yet another adjustment layer. But we're doing it for our color balance. Do our red, do our orange. Oh, come on. I love it. I'm very, very into this. Just for shits and giggles, I want to see what happens if we double up this texture layer. Just for shits and giggles. I'm into it. Now again, this was not an exercise about skin. This was not an exercise about liquefy. This was more like... I was just thinking about this image today, man. And it started out with that sort of H.R. Giger... This bit right here of her hands and fingers, but it's like, what are we doing in this image? I love this. I love this. I'm not mad at this. So, okay. So let's save this image. If for nothing else, to just have a sketch. So when we encounter like a similar image, we'll be able to sort of be like, you know, go into our memory banks and be like, whoa, this is what we did on that image, right? Everything is a learning experience, even if it doesn't work. You know, Elon Musk's Starship just blew up 2 days ago. A lot of people are clowning him. I mean, look, you should totally clown Elon like he's a weird guy, but the Starship blowing up, you know, it's sort of... you have to do that. You know, you have to sort of walk before you can run, sort of thing. I think that's good to sort of proof of concept, testing technology, all this stuff. And that's what I would say about this image here. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. All right. Let's do the before and after. Hold on, I'll show you in a second, yeah? Hey, you guys, thanks so much for rocking with me tonight. If you know me, there are going to be a lot more Friday, Saturday, weekday nights where like I come to you at like 2:30, 3 a.m. This is where I do my work. This is where I like work out my ideas. I don't know. I've always been that way. Shout out to the night owls. If you're a night owl, leave a comment. Sometimes it leads to insomnia. What do you guys do if you have insomnia? I got these like little gummies. They're not weed gummies. They're like melatonin gummies. And they do help sometimes. They give you weird dreams. I wanted to show you the before and after of what we're doing. And it's like, this is the before. And this is the after. And it's all about the color treatments and how your colors can tell a story, you know. I love it. I don't even mind this little bit of her leg that's kind of like, it looks like a little glare to me. It looks like a little glare. I might fuck with it a little bit after. You know what? Fuck it. Hold on. Let me just do something really, really fast. Because I promised you guys earlier I would. Let's see. Let's do 62. Do something like that. Do something like that. Let's do a color balance. We got to go to our highlights. There we go. Just kind of there. We just bring it into line with everything else that we've been doing. Make the color palette sort of consistent. And I think that we're doing okay there, you know? Let's dial it back just a little bit with the opacity. There we go. No one's the wiser. So, wanted to show you guys the before and after. Oops, there we are. Hold on. It's the before and that's the after. I think that I think it is a study in how colors are part of your visual story, right? And I like that. You know, being a photographer, it's not just about the images. It's like, what story are you trying to tell? And then what tools that you have access to will you use to tell that story? And yeah, I'm very satisfied with this. I hope you guys like it too. Hey guys, thank you again for rocking with me at what? 2:25 a.m. now. Just getting some of these ideas out of my head, you know. Sometimes I'm restless, you know, and I know you guys can relate. We're all artists. You just gotta sit down and try and get these ideas out and do a sketch just like we did with this one Roxiny image. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Again, it's just a sketch, so not everything's perfect, but I think as proof of concept, I think that there are things that we've learned here that we can totally take into our other images. Please remember, like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel a little bit, and I appreciate you guys being on this trip with me. All right, have a good night. It's your friendly neighborhood professional photographer, Korean Black, signing off.